Hey everyone, so today I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to do this podcast solo and just kind of talk about how I got to the point that I'm at now, some of the struggles that I've been through in the past, some of the struggles that I'm still going through, and I'll also go over the equipment that I use to make my videos and marketing. So I started Vibration 2 to 3 months ago, and I was really at a point where I wanted to decide what career path I was going to take. I'd been in the real estate industry previously for 5 years, and I absolutely love helping people buy and sell houses. It's an amazing feeling to be a part of the biggest transaction of somebody's life. But what I really had fun with was the video editing and the marketing of myself and my listings that I had. And it was just something that I had fun doing. When I started doing the videos and the marketing was probably about 1.5 years, 2 years ago, when I joined the Billie Jean is Marketing Gene Pool, which is now the Genius Advantage. And through that, Billy goes live every Tuesday, and now he has somebody from the group submit an ad, whether they're running it for themselves or for a client of theirs, another business, and he tears the ad apart. Basically tells them what they're doing right, what could be fixed, how he would run it as a successful ad campaign. And there's tons of things that go into a successful ad campaign, you know, the title, the copy, the video, the background music, the message, creating urgency. I mean, there's just so much that goes into a successful ad campaign, but he breaks it down and lets you know how he would turn that into a successful campaign, which that's how he got me. I was scrolling through Facebook one day, and that's when I just started doing video for my real estate company, and something he did caught my eye. I think he was like, "You want to know how to do a video like this?" And he showed an example, and it was a green screen video that just looked amazing. And I was like, yeah, I need to know how to do that. Well, that video that he had ended up being like an hour long, and he drew me in, and I watched the whole thing. And at the end of it, I ended up buying the lifetime membership to the Gene Pool. And through that, I've learned pretty much everything that I know about video editing and social media marketing. He has courses in there. There's the clicks into customers, and then the other little courses that he has in there. And they just really break it down and tell you exactly what you need to do step by step, and in a way that you can understand. And he has a personality that just clicks with me. He's just real. He wears gym shorts and a t-shirt, and he curses. He's just real. He says he's the same person you would see there as if you saw him in person on the street on a random day. It's the same, and I think that's huge to anybody, really. If you're just real and who you are, I think that's a huge part of being successful, is just being true, being real. But yeah, I learned just about everything through his programs. There's some other places that I've picked up other things along the way, but that's really what got me started, was the Billie Jean is Marketing programs. So if you're looking to start your own digital marketing agency, or even just look to take over the advertising for your own business, I would highly recommend Billie Jean is Marketing and his programs. They're absolutely amazing, and he has tons to offer. So as far as the equipment and software that I use, Billy recommended Camtasia, and I bought that a couple years ago, Camtasia 9. I believe it was like $170. There's 2 newer versions out now, but I don't see the huge difference for me to upgrade personally. I can do everything that I need to through the Camtasia 9. But that's what I use for all of my video editing. That's what I use to edit the podcasts. You can do everything in there, from merging video clips with a smooth transition, to creating intros with your logo or text and adding animation to them. You can add background music. There's just so much you can do on there. You can edit out green screen. You can add subtitles. You could add nice lower third like name tags, stuff like that. There's so much you can do on there. And just the more you use it, the more you learn, and you get better at it. Just like anything, you practice, you get better at it. As far as video, what I use for video right now is my cell phone. A lot of people think that they have to buy some fancy camera just to get started, and that's not true. These days, cell phone quality is more than enough to get good enough to get started. I have a Samsung Galaxy Note 9, and it records HD, 1080, and 4K video. So, I mean, of course, in the future, I want to get a better quality camera and learn more about photography and videography and the different lenses and all of that. But as of right now, just to get started, the cell phone camera is more than enough. I feel that I'm confident that all of the videos that I put out are quality videos, and of course it could be a little bit better with a better camera. But like I said, just to get you started, don't let that hold you back. Cell phone video is more than good enough. One thing I would recommend is quality audio. Most cell phones, they do have good audio, but like I'm using a lavalier mic for this video, and I use it for all of my green screen videos. But I got it. It's this one in particular is Rock the Mic. I got it off Amazon. I think it was like 20 bucks. Came with a big long extension cord, so when I plug it into my phone, I'm not limited to just within a couple feet. I can have my phone on a tripod and walk across the room and still be able to record. My podcasts, I also use a Tascam recorder. It's the Tascam DR40, and that's great audio also. One thing about that is that it does pick up all the little background noises. So I use that one for all of my podcasts right now, which I feel that the audio turns out great. I don't have the nice condenser mics with the stands and the shock mounts, that you see all of the professional podcasters use out there. But this is good enough to get you started. I picked this up at a pawn shop a while back, I think for like 50, 60 bucks, and it's amazing. If you've seen any of the live music videos that I've done, the audio sounds really great. I actually put one out today that I did earlier this year, posted it on my page, and I recorded that with this Tascam, and it just makes a huge difference in the audio, especially when you're doing live music. And then of course I do green screen videos. I have my green screen. I think I got that off of Amazon for, I want to say like 40 bucks or less, somewhere around there. And the important thing about the green screen, there's a couple of things. You want to make sure that it's nice and tight, with no wrinkles. I have a few little wrinkles in mine back there, but those are still good with my lighting that I have, that I can edit out the green screen, no problem. That's another important thing is your lighting. I have two of those big box lights that you see in the background there. I have two of those. I put one up on each side to create that nice, even, bright lighting. And the main thing with the green screen is you don't want two different shades of green, because it's going to be harder to edit that out on the Camtasia software. But as long as you have even and bright lighting, you can edit out that green screen and add anything in behind it, any pictures, any video, and it's going to look really good as long as you have that even lighting. So that pretty much covers the equipment that I use for my video. I do have, a couple tripods, nothing fancy. I use what I have right now is a selfie stick on a little tripod with a phone mount. I just put my phone in there. Selfie stick gets it up a little bit higher, about eye level. You don't want to have your videos too low, looking up your nose and stuff like that. You want it eye level or a little higher. to create a good looking video. But that's pretty much the equipment that I use. And I know it's not technically anything fancy, but I know what I'm doing, and I'm confident that I create quality videos and quality products. One of the other things that I do use is a 3-axis gimbal. And with that, I've done some real estate videos in the past. It allows you to create a really smooth, sweeping motion video, and it keeps your phone balanced. So some of the live music, or the live music videos that I've done in the past, I just use my selfie stick, and you can see that it shakes around a little bit. But if I want to do one with my gimbal, I haven't had a chance to do one yet, but it would keep it really smooth, and anytime I move, it wouldn't have that shaking effect. It would just be nice and smooth. So that's another tool that I use, but I got that later. I think that was like $100 at Best Buy. But like I said, it creates that real smooth effect. I've used it on a real estate video before, where I took 2 to 3 second clips of every room, merged them together with a smooth transition, and added a title for what each room was. But yeah, that's basically the equipment that I use for my video. And of course the laptop to edit it and stuff like that. But just about everyone has a laptop these days. I've had another thing I want to touch on is I've talked to a couple business owners that I've known in the past, and they like my business page on Facebook, but when I actually talk to them, they ask me, so what is it that you actually do? And I feel like I may not be clear enough on the services that I offer. So of course, these last few minutes we've been talking about the video editing. So that's one thing that I offer, video editing. I can add an intro to any of your videos using your business logo or text. I can add background music that matches the feel of your video. I think that really creates a different emotion when somebody is watching that video, is if it has a nice background music that matches. I can cut clips down and merge them together with smooth transitions. I can do some mixing on the audio. I can remove some background music. I can turn the volume up, level out the different volumes if there's 2 separate mics, stuff like that. I can add captions and subtitles to your videos. And another big thing is I can post-produce your content to create more content. So like this video that I'm doing here, I'm probably going to go back over the next month or so and take out shorter clips, like 30-second clips or 2 to 3 minute clips, and repost those of just the specific things that I've talked about. And I may even take out some things that I just said and use it as a quote, put it up, put a nice background on it, and post it as a quote on Instagram, Facebook, different stuff like that. So some of the other video editing I do is real estate home tours, like I was talking about with the gimbal, 2 to 3 second clips of each room. Those turn out to be really nice. Put some nice elegant background music on there, add the titles, add the intro with the company logo or the agent's logo. Some of the other services that I offer are the video production. I can shoot green screen videos. I'm more than willing to, if you're local here in North Carolina, I can take this green screen down, take my box lighting there, set it up, and shoot a green screen video for you, and edit the background out to whatever you're looking for. I can shoot interviews, whether it's between you and your client or customer, you and another professional in the industry. I mean, really anybody that you want to interview, you and just someone from the community. It's similar to the way that I have done my previous podcasts. I would use my Tascam recorder, which is good, clear audio, and I would set up 2 separate camera angles, maybe one on both people, maybe one on one person that's going to be talking a little bit more. I can do commercials, whether that's for a physical product. I would use my gimbal and create a nice smooth motion around the focusing in on whatever that physical product is. even video of the product being used, merge them together, background music, maybe some voiceover to explain the product, the benefits, stuff like that. I can do explainer or how-to videos if you're showing how to do something online. Like, you'll probably see me do some of these in the future. As far as video editing using my software, I can record the screen and do a voiceover with my lavalier mic and explain how to do different things. And then live music, as I was talking about, I can use my Tascam, and I really want to try out that gimbal. So if you're a musician here in the North Carolina, Asheville area, let me know, and I'd be more than happy to do that for you. It's really fun to go out to a show, have a good time, and listen to some great music and be able to produce some content for that artist that they can post out on their social media. Of course, I do podcast editing. I edit all of my own podcast here. I do a video version and an audio version. My audio version goes out to iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, Stitcher, and my podcast host is Podbean. So that's where I actually post it from, and then it links up with all of the others and sends it out. And then the video version I post on Instagram TV, which of course you have to format it through Camtasia to match the IGTV dimensions and requirements. And then I also post it on Facebook. So I'm more than happy to do that for anybody that has a podcast. I can also add an intro, whether it's just an audio intro, which I use for both of mine. I use the same audio, just the video version. I show the logo of myself and whoever the guest is on the podcast, and maybe some pictures or short clips of the guest as I'm explaining what the podcast is going to be about. And then I do social media marketing. So the social media marketing, I have also learned all of that through Billy Jean. And as I said, that's how he got me. I think with over 1 billion users on Facebook, and I'm not sure of the exact number on Instagram, but I know it's got to be close to that. There's so many ways to get in front of people on social media compared to some of the more traditional styles of marketing, whether that be print, radio, television. I think there's just so much more potential there through social media. So what I do myself is I set up, monitor, and get your ad going, whether it's on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Google, LinkedIn, all of those platforms you can advertise on. I have a little bit more experience with Instagram and Facebook, just because I feel that those two are the two biggest ones, but I can see some real potential in LinkedIn in the future. There's a lot more activity on there than there used to be. But what I do, a lot of people don't realize that there's a big difference between boosting an ad and running an actual ad campaign. So if you have a business page on Facebook, you've probably seen through the actual Facebook website where they try to get you to boost your post. And that's going to get it out there and get more eyes on it. But through running an actual ad campaign, you can actually target your specific audience. So you get to Facebook Ads Manager through facebook.com/ads manager. And as long as you have a Facebook business page, you can link it up with that. And that's where you set up your ad campaign. Now you can pick your ad campaign for website clicks, for traffic, for leads. If you select it for leads, you have to create a lead form through Facebook, or you can use website visits and set up a separate landing page where you would collect that lead info. So once you set up your campaign, you can select your target audience. And this is what really makes the huge difference between boosting a post and actually running an ad. So when you run an ad, you can target anyone in a specific area, male, female, age range, with a certain interest, based on the pages that they like, the different interests that you can select on Facebook. And there's just almost endless options on there. You can search, say you want to target females between the age of 20 and 30 that like a certain page on Facebook. You can do that. You can target people that are employees of a certain company. You can target, I mean, really, there's just almost endless options of how you can target somebody. And people always wonder, oh, how am I always seeing all this stuff? You know, that's how they do that. They on the back end, you can really narrow it down so much as to how people interact on Facebook and Instagram, and target them based on those behaviors and activities. And then I think a big part of the social media marketing is also post-producing content to create micro content, like I was talking about in the video editing, and like I'm going to do to this video. And through that, I can also help build your online presence. So I really got into Gary Vee, I'd say within the last 4 months or so, and just listening to his content, watching his videos. He's all about producing content. He says that you should put out 100 pieces of content a day, per day, through all of the platforms. And how you do that is you take a long form video like this one, you break it down into micro content, and you post the 30-second clips, the 2 to 3 minute clips, the quotes of things that you said, and you really stay consistent on this long form video, and you're able to take the micro content out of that, whether that be a podcast, a vlog, all different types of long form media. And what you want to do is you want to pull the micro content from that, and it really starts to add up fast how much content you really get out of that one initial piece, that pillar piece of content, as he says. If you haven't listened to Gary Vee at all, I would highly recommend it. He's been a huge inspiration to me. Billie Jean has taught me a lot of stuff that I use. Gary Vee has really put me in that mindset that you need to be in to succeed. Of course, his message is almost the same all the time, but that's good because he's consistent, and it's really simple what you need to do. So if you haven't listened to Gary Vee, I would definitely check him out. One of the other things that I wanted to talk about was some of the struggles that I've been through, and that I'm currently going through. You know, starting a business, it's not easy. You know, I'm doing work on a couple of the freelance sites like Freelancer, Upwork, and Fiverr. I've reached out to a lot of business owners that I've known in the past in Arizona and in Washington, and just trying to get that business going there, as well as trying to meet new businesses and people that you haven't met yet, and making new connections. But it's definitely not easy. It takes a lot of work, and it takes time and patience. So like I said, I started this 2 to 3 months ago, and I've done some work. I worked with Martin out of Germany on his virtual summit, and I did some promotional videos for that. I did some testimonial videos that he got from some of those speakers, and I'm looking forward to doing some more work with him in the future. He's going to really push that summit even more after the first of the year. So I look forward to doing some more work for him on that. I've worked with an agent out of Minnesota, a real estate agent. I did a couple of videos for him, just talking about the industry and what he has to offer. I've done an intro and outro for a YouTube channel on traveling and doing business while you travel. She's a super awesome lady. Her name's Kat. So I did that video for her recently. I've worked with the Haitian Vision Foundation, and I took some of the videos that they had and added nice clean subtitles to those. And I've also done, I posted these actually earlier today, some statistical graphics, kind of similar to quote graphics for them, with some different stats on some of the Haitian medical statistics. They're doing great things over there, and I'm really happy that I could be a part of that. I've also done an intro for a real estate agent out of Lake Havasu. I look forward to working with her some more on some videos that she's doing. She's just starting to get into the video side of things, so I'm going to help her out with that, and also edit her videos for her and make sure they're good looking videos that she's putting out on her social media. But it hasn't been easy. I've reached out to a lot of people, and you get kind of surprised by how you don't hear back from some people, but it's all part of the business. I was in real estate before, and that's commission only, so you really have to work for your business. You have to go out and find that business and bring it in and close the sale. It's a little different with the ad agency, with the digital marketing agency, because I don't feel like I have to sell them on it. I'm providing a service. I want to provide value. I want to be able to help grow and scale their business, or help them get started. It's not so much about making the sale as it is helping these businesses and helping these real estate agents, these other entrepreneurs. That's really why I'm doing this is to be able to help these other people. But at the same time, most of you know that I have a baby on the way, and she's due in 5 weeks. We're super excited, but that's, I have to be able to provide for my family at the same time. So recently, this last week, I had to go get a full-time job, and I'm completely okay with that. I don't look at that as failing in my business startup. I look at that as taking that pressure off of having to make all of that, the money to support us. By having a full-time job, I'm able to not work 40 hours a week on that, and then still have plenty of time left for my business. Being in real estate, anybody watching this, if you've been in real estate at all, you know that you put in 70 plus hours a week. So working a full-time job at 40 hours a week in order to pay all my bills, that still leaves another 30 to 40 hours a week that I can work on my business and grow it. So there's plenty of time left for me to work on my business. Something else that I've been doing is I drive for Uber and Lyft, and the nice thing about that is I'm able to turn it off, turn it on whenever I want. Of course, it did do a little bit better when I was in Portland. I was averaging $20 to $30 an hour there, and here in North Carolina, I'm averaging $10 to $20 an hour, and it's not really consistent. So that's another big reason why I went and got a full-time job. But again, like I said, I don't look at that as failing in starting my business. I look at it as giving me that opportunity to relieve that pressure of making money and paying the bills. That full-time job is going to be more than enough to handle that, and then I still have plenty of time to spend with my family and focus on my business. So those are the main things that I wanted to touch on today. Some of the struggles that I've been through, that I'm going through. Told you about the equipment that I use, and how I got started in my digital marketing agency. So if you have any questions for me about anything, really, anything that I talked about, anything that I didn't talk about, feel free to reach out to me. I try to respond to everything super fast, as long as I'm not doing something, which most of the time I'm I stay busy, but most of the time I try to focus on helping people. So if somebody reaches out to me, I'm going to try to get back to you as fast as I can. So yeah, if you have any questions about anything, feel free to reach out. And I hope this video provided some value to you, and I look forward to doing some more videos like this in the future. You also might see me doing some with my wife and just talking about life in general, talking about different things that we're doing. Maybe, get into more of some of the stuff that we're reading and how we keep our mindset the way that we do. But like I said, we'll get into that in another video. But if you have any questions in the meantime, feel free to reach out, and thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.